it's time for us to talk about something that no game can escape seemingly in 2025. No matter how good your game is or how awful it is, everyone will be susceptible to. That's right, we're talking about the layoffs from Marvel Rivals, from NetEase more specifically, who makes Marvel Rivals. But something that I've noticed about this is that some of the reporting on it is not as accurate maybe as it could be. So I'm here to clarify a few things and also just talk about this. Hello everyone, my name's Amanda. You might know me as Vamp, and today we're talking about layoffs, which is honestly upsetting, especially when we talk about the gaming industry, where in the last few years there's really been an insane amount of layoffs. And I mean, like, half the staff might be gone. Like, we're talking thousands of people getting laid off. Now with this, here's the thing that maybe not everybody's talking about. This was a whole North American team, though it was 6 people. But it's still important, and I'm going to tell you why. Just because it was 6 people doesn't mean that these people weren't integral to Marvel Rivals getting where it's at. And the other reason why this is important is it's not really just about the people that were let go, although we're going to talk about them a little bit more in a bit and their significance in terms of what they did with Marvel Rivals and where they were based. But the other thing I wanted to bring up was just that Marvel Rivals is a game that has had unparalleled success, and also in a genre of gaming that I feel like a lot of people are just honestly so tired with. Live service, team-based PvP shooters. We're all kind of over it. Even when this game first appeared on the scene, I was one of the people saying, so basically it's just a Marvel like clone of Overwatch. And then I played the game and I liked it. And if you ever want to watch me play the game, I actually play it every Monday right now. I have a Marvel Monday, so I play something Marvel, but lately it's been Rivals. Every Monday on twitch.tv/vampx13, or here on my channel, you can just click the live tab. I might be live right now, who knows? If it's Monday and it's during the day, odds are good I'm playing Marvel Rivals right now. So while I'm talking about this, I would like to acknowledge that, yeah, I like Marvel Rivals, and I was one of the people that initially was super skeptical of if it was going to be good, and the beta surprised me at how fun it was. It still had a bunch of issues when I played the beta, and one of the biggest things that I felt was an issue was the maps, just some of the levels didn't feel right. Speaking of levels, one of the people that's on this team worked on that. So this team that was laid off is a team that's based in Seattle. There are 6 people on the team, I believe. And we found out because on LinkedIn, Thaddeus Sasser posted about the fact that the team was laid off despite the unparalleled success of Marvel Rivals. Let's just put this into perspective for you. In the first month, Marvel Rivals made $136 million in just 1 month for a free-to-play game. The game is free to play, so all of that money is coming from battle passes and skins. And I have to admit, I've spent way too much money in this game already, so I'm part of that 136 million. And each month, it's actually been growing. Well, in terms of how much popularity it's had, and I think probably also in terms of its money. I don't know that for sure though, so that's not a fact. That's just me guessing based on the fact that it has been just going up and up. So Thaddeus made this post and said, "This is such a weird industry. My stellar, talented team just helped deliver an incredibly successful new franchise in Marvel Rivals for NetEase games, and we're just laid off." And so what he's doing with this post is he just wanted to promote one of his team members, Gary McGee, who he talks about as being someone that worked in R&D with Marvel Rivals, working on levels. He talks about a lot of Gary's skills. He talks about how he's a great guy and how he hopes that someone will take a look at this post and maybe consider hiring Gary because that's how great he is, which is also just such a nice thing to do for your team after they've been laid off. Just do like promotional posts as the leader of that team. Now, Thaddeus Sasser isn't the director of like Marvel Rivals or anything like that. He's not the creative director of Marvel Rivals. So something that Marvel Rivals has said, because this news came out and it got sensationalized and it became like, you know, NetEase doing like layoffs. They laid off a whole team. And it kind of got, I think, a little bit bigger in terms of what the news is. It just got blown a little bit out of proportion here just because the reporting on it wasn't great. And so what ended up happening was Marvel Rivals did end up issuing a statement and responding and reassured fans that, you know, we're not like laying off a bunch of people because we don't need them. A lot of people were concerned with this, that it meant that now that Rivals was on top, they were just gonna basically lay off everybody to try to cut corners to make the most money possible. And they came back to basically say, that's not what we're doing. We're gonna invest in Marvel Rivals. That's not what's happening here. It's just about team structure and for organizational reasons. Sounds like things that people say when they kind of just want to do scummy things, in my experience, in terms of corporate stuff. But honestly, NetEase could have their reasons, and I'll explain that a little bit more after I tell you about what their statement was. This is exactly what they said, okay? So they said, we recently made the difficult decision to adjust Marvel Rivals' development team structure for organizational reasons and to optimize development efficiency for the game. Optimize development efficiency by getting rid of a team. This resulted in a reduction of a design team that is part of a larger global design function in support of Marvel Rivals. We appreciate the hard work and dedication of those affected and will be treating them confidentially and respectfully with recognition for their individual Sorry. I'm just thinking about the fact that in a statement you would also say, we really appreciate these people, which is why we laid them off. It's just a little silly. We appreciate the hard work and dedication of those affected and will be treating them confidentially and respectfully with recognition for their individual contributions by laying them off. We want to reassure our fan base that the core development team for Marvel Rivals, which continues to be led by producer Weizhong Wu and game creative director Gung-Yun Chen in Guangzhou, China, remains fully committed to delivering an exceptional experience. We are investing more, not less, into the evolution and growth of this game. We're excited to deliver. So they say they're excited to deliver, but what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, I mean, they're making a ton of money. So they're saying we're not necessarily we're gonna be putting more into the game, not less into the game. We laid off these people so that we could restructure things, so that we could focus on optimizing development efficiency. What does that mean exactly? Well, something that people have observed with NetEase is actually in the last year, this is a company that has been pivoting a little bit in terms of where people are based. So they have global teams and they've kind of been closing up some of those teams in favor of being based in China, just focusing more on their core development in China. So it probably means they're getting rid of the Seattle team to just, you know, have someone else do that in China, which could be because, you know, for flow, you have someone that's probably in a different time zone than you. You have someone that's far away, so that's maybe makes the communication a little bit more difficult. But my thing is, why wouldn't you just do both? Like, you could just hire more people and keep these people because you're making an insane amount of money on this, and it's only 6 people. Like, couldn't you just keep them on? I don't understand. Another element of this that I think people are concerned about is the fact that it is their North American team, which I don't know if this is really all there is for their North American team. I mean, NetEase does hire over 29,000 people. It's like a lot of people. I don't know how many are based in North America. I don't know how many of those people are working on Marvel Rivals, by the way, because NetEase has other games, so not all 29,000 of them, I'm sure, are working on Marvel Rivals. But what the reports seem to be saying is that this is the North American team, so then they won't have a Marvel Rivals team in North America. Now, of course, they'll still be talking with Marvel, I assume, which is an American company, so they'll still have that input from Marvel, but it is a little, I don't know, worrisome when you're in a market like North America and it's as big as it is. Shouldn't you want to have more people in that market just so you can have people that are tapped into it that you could talk with? It's just a weird choice. And ultimately, I obviously don't have anything against NetEase, right? Like, I love Marvel Rivals, admittedly. Look at this. Look at my Jeff. And I've been a fan of Jeff since before Jeff was in the game. I was an OG fan from back in the day. So I was very happy to see Jeff arrive in this game. And there's just so much that's fun about it. It really is fun to play the game. I'm not just saying that. I've applied to be an affiliate. No one has called me. But that's also how you can trust that when I'm saying this because I'm genuinely confused and a little bit concerned by this choice. It just seems like something they didn't really need to do. And it's just unfortunate because it's at a time where layoffs are becoming more and more prevalent in the gaming industry and also everywhere. So it is just concerning. I mean, everyone wants to optimize development efficiency, oftentimes not just by getting rid of someone and hiring someone else, but by shaving off whoever you think is unnecessary and trying to literally make their job something that is just run by a computer or an AI. So we're in a world where it's very scary, to the point that people have literally asked me if I want someone to do AI content, like get an AI version of me to do stuff like this. I don't even know how that would work. I don't even think that's a good idea. I just think when humans make things, it's interesting and it's different than when we turn everything into just something that's run by a computer. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but I am saying that that is a thing that I think about and that I am concerned about. So when it comes to this, it just seems like a weird choice. It's 6 people. Why would you get rid of them? And this isn't the first time I felt kind of weird about NetEase. There was one other thing that they've done, but I've also just kind of had a weird feeling about them, to be honest with you. And you know, NetEase, like I said, I'm trying to partner with you, so I like your game, but there's some things that I just feel a little nervous about. One of the things was initially when Marvel Rivals came out and they were getting partners and affiliates and stuff like that, they tried to get people to sign a contract to basically say they couldn't say anything negative about the game, which I thought was super messed up. Granted, they did come back and fix that and said, no, we want your feedback. But I was thinking initially, like, who does that? Like, why even get someone to speak about your game if you don't want any criticism? I understand you don't want people that are just going to trash talk your game, but the reality is if I want to partner with you or become an affiliate, it's probably because I have a genuine interest in whatever you're doing. I know for myself personally, that is the only time that I consider partnering or becoming an affiliate of someone is when I legitimately like their stuff, whether that's games, comics, clothes, whatever it is that I like that I promote. It's usually because I like that thing. So it's just kind of a weird bit of news, and it's a weird bit of news that's also coming from a company that, I don't know, sometimes I just get a weird feeling about NetEase, but we'll see. I will say I do love Marvel Rivals, and the game is really good, but it's just disappointing. These are people that helped to make the game what it is. Now that it's up, it's just like, well, get rid of them. Like, who's next? You know? Feels very standard gaming industry and not a great way. So that's basically all I wanted to say about that. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. How do you feel about layoffs? You know, do you think there is a time and place for them to happen? Do you feel that this is fair? Do you feel it's not fair based on what you've heard about it? And yeah, how are you feeling as well about Marvel Rivals and this news with it? How do you feel about NetEase? Tell me in the comments. I'll see you down there. And if you missed it, I talked about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man as well. That's right, I finally watched it and I have thoughts. So check it out if you like Marvel content. Highly recommend. And I'll see you next time. Till then, stay nerdy.